Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've done a bell talk with y'all, so today I am back with another video about how to stand up for yourself. Okay, I will let you know that I'm so sorry for not being as consistent as I want to. I don't want to make any excuses. I'm trying my best to kind of give the topics and talk about things that I actually care about and without being boring at the same time. So guys, just please don't forget, if you have any video ideas of what you want to hear from me and suggestions, I will welcome all of them. But in the meantime, I'm going to make sure this video is not longer than 5 minutes or longer than 10 minutes because I really want to dive deep into this subject, because I feel like that's something that I have to learn and I'm still in the process of learning, but I think that I've kind of understood how to better stand for myself. And I want to share with you those 5 things that I've been practicing, and so to help me be more assertive and communicate better and actually stand up for myself. And without further ado, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with someone. Also put on the notification bell so that you can be notified the next time I put out another video. And without further ado, let's get right to it. Thankfully, I was raised in a household where my parents instill the value of self-love and understanding and confidence, and they instill confidence within me, and they kind of taught me how to stand up for myself. But that doesn't necessarily mean I've done it the best possible ways, and I have kind of like went through with it in the best way possible. So today I have a few steps and tips on how to stand up for yourself properly in the best way that you can. Okay, the first thing is I had to learn how to be more confident. And like I said, I grew up in a household where my parents valued my sister and I and made sure that they instilled in us self-worth, and so I was confident pretty early on. But confidence is not something that just happened to the most of us, and we do get insecure sometimes and things happen. If you want to know how to be more confident, I do have another video that talks about how to be more confident and how to practice and the steps to take towards your confidence journey. So go ahead and check that video out. But confidence is very important on how to be better and how to actually come out and say what you want, and so that when people see confidence within you, they're like, I think I'm not gonna try that. And sometimes they will still try you, but when people see that you're confident and you're comfortable in your skin and you have good attitude and a positive energy, then that will carry out into how to properly stand up for yourself when you don't agree with something that someone is doing to you. And that is the first thing that you have to take very seriously, is making sure that your body posture, your body language is all showing confidence, and your attitude is all about, hey, I'm Obel, if you're whatever your name is, hey, I'm this person and I'm comfortable in my skin, because people tend to prey on people they see that looks insecure. So I think it's best to kind of carry that confidence out in the environment, so that way they know, yeah, she's confident. If I wanted to try her, I probably won't. The second thing is learn how to be more assertive. Assertive is something that is a skill that you have to kind of learn. So it's not going to be just something that you have to kind of learn how to gradually do it. But assertiveness is really, you can be assertive and not aggressive. So meaning you can be, the first thing you want to do is when you're assertive is be honest and be open and be authentic. So if you don't like something and someone do something to you, you can simply say, hey, I didn't appreciate what you did there. It made me feel this way and that way. So please, I would appreciate it if you don't do it again. Simple as that. Like, for example, someone skip you in the line and be like, excuse me, sir, I've been in the line for this amount of time as well, and I've been waiting, and I'm also in a hurry, so I would appreciate it if you could step back so that you can step back to the line or something like that. And you can do that without being, hey, what are you doing? Didn't you see me standing here? I know we tend to be a little bit hot-headed. I know I tend to get a little hot-headed, but I've learned that it is best to just express yourself and tell people how you're feeling without feeling like you have to just jump at them and be at this, just automatically be this defensive. So just that is going to be something that is not going to come easily, but it is something that you can learn to do progressively and learn. And there are plenty of books that will help you on how to become more assertive, so go ahead and check them out. If I have some recommendation, you will see them in the description, but for now, just go ahead and Google, be like, hey, books that will help me be more assertive, and start reading, and then put those things that you've read into, you know, like real life, and practice that. The third thing is learn how to say no. That is one of the things that a lot of people I know can struggle with, and because there are people that they are just people pleasers, and they don't really know how to say no, because they always feel like, you know, if I don't say no, then they're not gonna like me, or if I don't say yes, then they're not gonna like me, and they're afraid of losing friendships. So, or, you know, they're afraid of getting like bad opinions, or they're afraid of people saying bad things about them, so they like say yes for everything. And, you know, simple as if you're you know, somebody always asking you for money and never giving it back to you, and they cannot borrow this money and this amount of money, but they never, you know, learn to say no the next time they ask for money, or learn to say, hey, you owe me this amount of money, and just give it to me back because I also need it, or something like that. And that's why, you know, it's best way to communicate that to the person and say, hey, I also need that money back for something, so can you please give it back to me, or something like that. I'm just giving an example. Or you can not give it to them the next time they ask and be like, I'm so sorry, I'm not able to help you. That's just example, because a lot of people tend to have good, kind heart, but people will take advantage of you. So if you always a yes person all the time, people will look at you and just be like, I guess everything I ask about, she's gonna say yes, so I might as well just keep doing it, keep doing it. And you'll be surprised how careless people are when it comes to your feelings, and abusing you or using you. So it's best to just learn and practice how to say no in a polite way, so that you don't get abused. And also, that is not healthy for your mental health if you're always saying yes to things, because the moment you start saying yes to everything, you're gonna start feeling overwhelmed, and you're not being assertive, and you're not being honest about how you're feeling about the thing. Then you're gonna start lashing out in the near future, you know. So we don't want that. So please learn how to say no, and I think that will be the best for all of us. Not everything deserves a yes, just saying. Number 4, learn to defend yourself without being defensive. Okay, let me explain. A lot of us, let's just say humans in general, we tend to get defensive when people tell us to do things. So in order for you to determine whether someone is always criticizing and always scolding you in your behaviors, or from constructive criticism, you have to learn to stay calm and listen. Because sometimes what we do is we just listen to what they're saying, but we're not listening to understand. Okay, we're listening just to respond. And so what happened is, when someone says something to us, we just like automatically just out of defensive mode, and we just like, there's just like lashing out on them. So that is not the correct way to stand up for yourself and to communicate. So I've had to learn that. For one, I feel like I struggle with that sometimes. I am very self-aware, but at the same time, I can be a little defensive at times. So it's like, if someone is saying something to me, even though that I know that I have certain habits, and my close friends know about it, and they will tell me, hey, change that, you know, like it hurts when you say this and that, I'll be defensive, only because I'm like, I don't think that's true. But sometimes I don't even take time to actually listen to what they're actually saying and understand it. And when I go back and reflect on it, like when I actually sit back, like after I became so defensive, I went back home and I actually sat down and like, oh my gosh, they were right. I'm kind of like this. Oh my God, I am a little bit too like bold with my statements sometimes, and it can hurt people, you know, like things like that. You have to learn to listen and understand what the person is saying, so that you can better communicate back to them. And one of the things that I know it could be useful is, instead of using you statements, start using I statements. Because when you start saying you did this, or what you talking about, like you always do this to me, you always saying this, and you this and that, the person is gonna also be defensive. So you, from the other hand, that always, if you're the person on that hand that always telling someone something, or you're trying to explain something to someone, prevent from saying you. Use I. Hey, I don't appreciate when you do this, you know. So I think that's something that will come from both end of the communication end, the communicating end, I guess the person who's communicating back to you, and you're as the communicator, if you are using more I statements saying that I don't like when you do this and this and this and that, or I feel ignored when I say something and something else is being done instead of what I want. So try to use those I statements better so that the person doesn't feel like you're accusing them of things, you know. And on the receiving end, try to understand where the person is coming from. That way you can evaluate whether or not they're giving you you know, like constructive criticisms or things that they feel hurt about. All those things are easier said than done. So I think that is something that the best way to do it is to practice. That leads to the fifth point. My last point is practice make perfect. So practice how to defend yourself. So you have to practice assertiveness. You have to practice to be calm. You have to practice all those things that I just mentioned. Practice being honest and open about what you're feeling. All those things take practice, and the best people to practice with is your family or your close surroundings. So if you feel like it's hard for you to do those things, start practicing. And the first couple of times you might yell at your family members, I don't like when you do that, or like, this is not good, like, what are you doing? You know, sometimes it might get to that level where you start arguing and bickering with them, but then they're more likely to forgive you than if you lash out at a stranger. So these are things that you have to start practicing on your daily basis. Get your best friend and be like, hey, try to be like a difficult person right now so I can see how I react to that person, or try to ask me for something and then I'm gonna practice saying no a couple of times. You know, these habits, it takes, like, I've read somewhere that it takes 60 seconds to create a habit. I said 60 seconds, I'm so sorry. It takes 60 days to actually break a habit or to learn a habit, a new habit. So please practice those things for at least 60 days and or more, so that way you can get in the hang of things, and that way we can all live healthier and more of a mindful life. And that will be the best thing you can do for yourself as a person and for the other party, because then if you're in a relationship, whatever it is, a significant other or family members, you're going to be more healthier in those relationships because you learn how to communicate and how to stand up for yourself properly, whether it's with people you love or strangers. So those are my 5 little tips to helping you defend yourself. And guys, if you have any other tips that you would like to share, what helped you, also go ahead and comment down below and let us know what they are so that we can also incorporate them. There might be some good ones that I left out that I didn't have a chance to say. So go ahead and tell us what your points are and how you've defended yourself, and give us stories. I like to hear stories too. Like, I want to know, like, was there a time that you had to defend yourself and how did you go about it? Or even if it was the wrong way and you could have done it differently, go ahead and share with us. And if you did it in a good way as well, go ahead and share it with us. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'm so happy that you guys are still rocking with me. For those of who have subscribed already, we thank you. Continue to share my videos and continue to like them so that they can be noticed. And also for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. And I would appreciate it if you click on the subscribe button. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.